Good morning. Thank you for joining us this morning for worship. We open with these words from Ralph Waldo Emerson. They're reading number 563 in our hymnal. A person will worship something. Have no doubt about that. We may think our tribute is paid in secret in the dark recesses of our hearts, but it will out. That which dominates our imagination and our thoughts will determine our lives and character. Therefore, it behooves us to be careful what we worship, for what we are worshiping, we are becoming.
Good morning. Welcome to the Unitarian Congregation of Westchester and our online worship service. My name is Chris Hyson, and I'm a lay leader in this congregation. Our minister, Reverend Dan Schatz, is on leave this week, and as such, we are pleased to welcome Reverend Victoria Ingram to lead our service. Reverend Victoria recently retired from her ministry with the First Unitarian Church of Hamilton, Ontario, after 11 years. During her tenure, the congregation significantly expanded their outreach and social justice ministries, including advocacy, relationship building, and community action for affordable housing and poverty reduction, anti-racism, anti-oppression initiatives, and sexual and gender justice. In retirement, Reverend Victoria continues to serve the community as a board member in various nonprofit organizations. Originally from Oregon, Victoria and her husband, Carl, have come to love their life in Canada and hope to soon be granted dual citizenship. COVID delayed that significantly. Reverend Ingram graduated from Starr King School for Ministry in 2007 and served churches in California before immigrating to Canada. Previous to ministry, she worked in consulting, coaching, human resources, and program management in both the public and private sectors. In addition to Reverend Victoria, I'd also like to welcome any other visitors to our online service this morning. We hope we will have a chance to get to know you. You can say hello in the comments for the service, or you can send us an email at welcome@ucwc.org. We hope also that you'll be able to join us for our online social time. The link and passwords are in connections, and we'll put them in the comments for this service and on the screen at the end of the service. Unitarian Universalism holds that great good comes from wide diversity. So whoever you are, whomever you love, whatever your heritage, and from wherever your beliefs spring, we are pleased that you are here. Let us walk a while together. As a reminder, please do check connections and our online calendar on the website for announcements and information on how you can access our other various online activities and events. Our chalice lighting words today are adapted from hymn number 354, We Laugh, We Cry, by Shirley Jackson Denham. We believe that sharing is an answer, that growing is an answer, that peace within our living is an answer, and that even to question truly is an answer. Please join in now at home for our first hymn, Gather the Spirit.
Gather the Spirit, harvest the power, our separate fires will kindle one flame, witness the mystery of this hour, our trials in this light appear all the same. Gather in peace, gather in thanks, gather in sympathy now and then, gather in hope, compassion. nurtured in love and conscience refined, with body and spirit united once more. Gather in peace, gather in thanks, gather in sympathy now and then. Gather in hope, compassion and strength. Gather to celebrate once again. Gather the Spirit growing in all, drawn by the moon and fed by the sun. Winter to spring and summer to fall, the chorus of life resounding as one. Gather in peace, gather in thanks, gather in sympathy now and then. Gather in hope, compassion and strength. Gather to celebrate once again.
Please join in now at home for our unison affirmation. We gather, aspiring to be a thriving, caring, and welcoming community that supports each person's spiritual journey, embraces diversity, challenges us to live responsibly, and is a catalyst for a just and compassionate world. One of the things that makes UCWC so wonderful is our support for each other in our many communities. As we give today, I hope we will be as generous as we are able within our means. While we're online, you can donate on the web, by text, by app, or by mailing in a good old-fashioned check. You also could add something to the pledge that you send in each month. We thank you for your generosity in every form. We will now receive our morning offering. For these gifts and for all that we give to our many communities, we are truly grateful. Please now join in at home for our next hymn, Where is Our Holy Church?
Where raised that clash see arise 10,000 years of right.
Have you accepted Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior? I got to tell you, that's one of my least favorite conversation starters when I encounter other people. I don't mind talking about my faith. I am proudly Unitarian Universalist. I believe deeply in the healing, loving, and saving aspects of my chosen beliefs. But that doesn't make it any easier to talk with others about it. Where do I start when my understanding of my faith is so far removed from the premise of that question? How do I explain my reality, the importance of my beliefs to someone who obviously believes something quite different? Maybe it's a challenge for you too, to talk about what it is that you believe and what your faith is. I know that Unitarian Universalists sometimes have a challenge in stating what it is that they believe or have faith in, and end up telling people what UU is not instead of what it is. It can be even harder to share that information with others who have very entrenched interpretations of faith and belief, theology, and scripture. Faith is what we choose to believe without evidence. And the truth for many UUs is that from our rational perspective, we just don't believe that any of us can know the complete and ultimate truth. We have not seen the evidence that would allow us to answer with complete assurance about so many facets of belief systems, like concepts of God with a big G or a little g, heaven, hell, salvation, grace, for example. A while back, I saw a sticker on the back of a vehicle that said, "God said it, I believe it, that's the end of it." Oh, okay then. And then as I thought about it more, I became incredibly amused when I imagined what the equivalent UU statement might be and how much of the back of the car it might actually need to take up to capture it all. So let me assure you, I'm a reverend after all. Unitarian Universalists do have beliefs, and we do share a faith. There is a sound basis for our faith views and a deep theology behind our beliefs. It's just more complex, nuanced, and expansive than it used to be. With roots in the Christian tradition, our denomination started on the left end of the Protestant Reformation, and we have moved in a progressive path ever since. While we are a free faith without creed or doctrine, we share expectations of each other and ourselves in our religious pursuit. You heard that in your own congregation's affirmation this morning. Instead of asking that we all agree about what is true, we agree to a covenant of values that are expressed in our 7 principles. They're as close as we get as UUs to a statement of faith. From our Unitarian heritage, we believe that God is one. That says that if we believe in a big G God or a little g God, it is one and the same, and that no one person's God or absence of one is more right or wrong than anyone else's in our faith tradition. We agree that we are all children of one mystery, of one sacred creation. We believe in original love instead of original sin. We believe that love is at the core of all life. We have forsaken the idea of unredeemable souls, eternal damnation, or an endless hell of perpetual torment. Our Universalist heritage shares with us a vision of the redemption of all beings ultimately embraced by the sacred. At its core, our faith is about the centrality of love. How we go about living our lives is a demonstration of our love. We covenant to respect all of life, not only the worth and dignity of our human partners, but all of the interdependent web of life. This stance helps us keep in perspective the relative value of humans in the great circle of existence, neither more nor less than other beings with whom we share this life, this planet. And because we take this stance, we are aware of the potential for truth in all of life. For us, there is no single faith, single text, belief system, or path that can contain all of what is true. Therefore, we respect other religious traditions. Each of us has a slice of the truth, and we can find inspiration and insight, enlightenment in hundreds of places and people and prophets. We expect, as you use, to use our reason and our experience, following the dictates of our conscience, to develop and articulate our beliefs, our truths, and our values. Then we expect that we will live our lives according to those beliefs and truths and values, or at least do the best we can in these very imperfect human forms. As Maya Angelou says, do the best you can until you know better. Then when you know better, do better. We believe that people have choices. Ours is a faith of freedom based on the standards of our own conscience. We know that people, including ourselves, can and do bad or evil things. But we believe that the goodness of people can outshine the bad. And while we don't always feel comfortable with the concept of sin as Unitarian Universalists, we know that bad choices do happen, often because of pain or ignorance. And still we believe that people have choices, that those choices matter, and that we can always make different choices when we find ourselves living at odds with what our values are. We believe that life evolves and that the truths and thoughts and certainties and ethics can and do change over time. Because we believe that things change and evolve, we also value the importance of learning, experiencing, and reflecting on life as a way to find more truth that is being revealed to us, even in this moment. We're called to be awake and aware of what is happening in the world, and to be humble as we engage with that world. We believe that we are here to live now in this world and not simply exist, whatever may come next. Since we truly don't know if there is an afterlife or not, see our great task as making life now as much of a heaven on earth as we can, in this moment and in this place. In that vein, we are called to create justice and equity and peace. We are called to grow our understanding and capacity to love, to translate that into action that heals the world, to make life better right now, right here, for real people living beside us who might be in pain or suffering or despair. Unitarian Universalists have many ways of naming the sacred, what is valued, deep, meaningful. We might choose to call it love or God, creator, spirit of life, the unknown, mystery. We come together not because we share a common vision of what that sacred is, but because life is richer in community than in trying to go it alone. We are a faith community because we need one another in our search for truth and meaning. We need a touchstone. We need a place to bounce ideas around and pick out what works for us. And we want to enjoy life and celebrate and be comforted and love one another as part of the human family. We want to work together in our congregation to develop models and strategies and skills that we can use to make the world a better place. If we can get it right in our congregations, we have a chance of taking it out into the world. Our prayer is to make our life a reflection of our values and beliefs. Our spiritual practice is to do this in our community of faith, where we promote and affirm our covenant with one another. Our sacraments are the milestones that mark our passage through a life of learning and growing and deepening in understanding and compassion and love. Our faith is in action, reflection, and engagement to create beloved community. Our commitment is the creation of a world filled with justice, equity, and peace. Our reward is a life well lived. Blessed be.
Now is the time in our service when we share our joys and sorrows with our cards of sharing. Please sing at home, "There is a love holding me."
There is a love holding me. There is a love holding all that I love. There is a love holding me. I rest in this love.
Good morning. My name is Christy Judge, and I'm a member of the pastoral care team and the contact for the month of August. There's 2 cards of sharing today. For someone's grandson who was just diagnosed with leukemia, please send him your positive thoughts as he begins treatment. And another card for someone's sister-in-law who passed away from Alzheimer's disease. Please remember her brother and his 4 daughters in your thoughts and prayers. As always, a candle is lit for those joys and concerns not expressed.
Again, we sing, "There is a love."
There is a love holding us. There is a love holding all that we love. There is a love holding us. We rest in this love.
Please join in now at home for our third and final hymn, "We Give Thanks."
We give thanks for this precious day, for all gathered here and those far away, for this time we share with love and care. Oh, we give thanks for this precious day. Oh, we give thanks for this precious day, for all gathered here and thus far away, for this time we share with love and care. Oh, we give thanks for this precious day.
As we prepare to close our service for today, I thank you for being with us and share with you these inspiring words from Reverend Olympia Brown. Stand by this faith, work for it, and sacrifice for it. There's nothing in all the world so important as to be loyal to this faith, which has placed before us the loftiest ideals, which has comforted us in sorrow, strengthened us for noble duty, and made the world beautiful. Do not demand immediate results, but rejoice that we are worthy to be entrusted with this great message, that you are strong enough to work for a great true principle without counting the cost. Go on finding every new application of these truths and new enjoyments of their contemplation, always trusting in the one love which ever lives and cares. Blessed be.